From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Well, we are getting the break in the rain and storms that we are anticipating for kind of these middle of the day, midday hours. Some sunshine breaking back as we've been looking from the Jeeks camera. You saw the blue sky a little bit. Now the clouds filtering back in, but near and west of Tulsa, more sunshine this afternoon is going to start to push those temperatures back up pretty quickly. It already is. So you look from the metro to the west, Creek County, Bristow, Oilton already in the low 70s. Pawnee's near 70. Pawhuska, though, 64. Skiatook, Claremore, again, the cloudier it gets, obviously the cooler it gets. So mostly 60s in the metro for now until those sun breaks arrive. And then let's look at the statewide view. You can see where the warmth is surging in, not only because of the sunshine near and west of Tulsa, but with a warm front lifting north, area of low pressure centered near the Oklahoma-Kansas state line. That is kind of setting the stage here for the atmosphere to recover a little bit from the showers and storms this morning, get re-energized, so to speak. And then as we head towards late afternoon, early evening, near and west of I-35, up near the Oklahoma-Kansas state line, just, kind of on the south side of this warm front is where we're going to be watching for some strong to severe storms to develop, to just show you the severe weather, the storm zone for this evening into tonight. I mean, this could be as early as about 4 to 5 p.m. that we're watching storms develop to our west, but I think especially after sunset through the late night hours, storms develop in central, north central Oklahoma and southern Kansas and then start to surge east. Now, as far as the type of threats we're anticipating, this appears to be large hail damaging winds would be the main threats, but we do have to keep an eye out. The tornado threat's low, but it's not entirely zero. If a storm gets, just right in just the exact right setup, we could have some rotation with a couple of storms later on tonight. So, of course, our trackers are going to be out watching that. So through the afternoon, again, it's a break for most of us. I do think we could have some showers fill back in along and south of I-40, and then as early as 4 o'clock, that may be a little early for when most of the development happens, but as early as 4 o'clock, we'll be watching to our north and west. I think more so 6, 7 o'clock this evening. Storms developing, again, near the Oklahoma-Kansas state line, near I-35, and then pushing east with those wind and hail threats. Now, one of the big question marks is going to be how far east those storms make it tonight, how many of them develop, and how long they linger into the overnight hours, because that will kind of carry over into our storm chances for Friday. In general, it looks like there's a pretty reasonable chance that we have those storms to our north tonight that will eventually maybe kind of form into a little bit of a cluster of storms and then surge east during the overnight hours. That would potentially impact the Tulsa metro overnight while a lot of folks are sleeping. Now, tomorrow, again, we'll have another round of storms, kind of winding down, waiting for another one to develop, and then the cold front starts to arrive. So tomorrow's temperatures for most of us will be quite a bit cooler, but particularly north of Tulsa as that front comes surging in. I think tomorrow afternoon, temperatures north of Tulsa are dropping, 50s, maybe even chillier. And even here in Tulsa, it's not out of the question that by late afternoon, our temperatures are getting relatively cool, brisk, with strong north winds. But out ahead of that front where it's warmer, that's where there's going to be another severe weather threat for Friday afternoon, near and south of I-40 in particular. And once again, that would likely line up as kind of a wind and hail threat for the second half of Friday. In addition to all this, some additional good heavy rains. As I mentioned, parts of northern Osage County up into southeast Kansas already had about an inch, or some spots more than an inch of rain this morning. And there will be some more locally heavy totals with storms both tonight and tomorrow, which is good. We have needed that after we dried things out over the past few weeks. And then after all that leaves, just to give you a glance ahead to the start of the weekend, it will start off a little chillier than we've been. High Saturday, even with sunshine, we're in the mid-50s and pretty gusty north winds for the first half of the day. And then we settle into what looks like probably a light freeze for some of us Saturday night or early Sunday morning. And reminder, this time of year, we can still very easily get those. That's not out of the ordinary. So just remain weather aware. This evening, Travis and Stacia, the whole team, our storm trackers will be keeping a very close eye on the storm development for the evening, nighttime hours. And it will continue to watch storm development on Friday as well. Saturday, as I mentioned, kind of chilly. And then Sunday, early next week, we start to break back into more spring weather.